Hi, welcome to Covenant Crafted. I'm Joy, and I'm really glad you're here. I have been wanting to start this channel, let me rephrase that. God has been calling me to start this channel for a very long time, and I recently heard that called creative disobedience. So here I am, and this is my first video. Please give me some grace. This is my first time doing all of this. But I'm here for it, and I am excited, and I have so many ideas in my head that I want to bring to you, and I hope that these videos and tutorials and ideas that I show you will inspire you on your crafting journey. This project, however, is something that I filmed the footage for last year, right around Christmas time, and it is using the Christmas release from Iron Orchid Design from last year and one of their molds. And I hope you like it. I was inspired to do something with resin on glass, and I really love the way this came out. And it could be applied in so many ways and so many themes. So it doesn't have to be Christmas. You could do it with flowers or, any kind of mold or theme that you would want to. So any holiday, whatever. The sky's the limit. All that said, let's get started. Okay, so here is the mold, and this is the Santa's Sleigh mold from Iron Orchid Design from last year's Christmas release. And I am mixing my 2-part resin. I am using Flynn Sisters Artist Cure resin. I really like it. It's a good product, but there are many resins out there. So there's so much to choose from. Use whatever you like. And if you've worked with resin before, if you have not worked with resin before, I highly recommend this one. It mixes well. It gives good results. So once I mix the resin, I'm gonna pour it carefully into the mold. I have a nice little pour spout on this cup that I mixed it in. It's a silicone cup. And then you want to kind of stream it into the mold, into the very small, delicate or intricate areas in the mold as much as you can. And then the resin is going to run. It's going to fill any of the areas on its own. Resin loves to move. So it's going to fill those areas anyway. And then when you're all done, you just don't want to dump it in. You want to kind of pour it in slowly and try to get to the edges of your mold to cover the entire area as much as you can. And then you can go in with a stir stick or some implement and make sure that the resin meets up to all your edges really well. So for this project, we're going to use the Sleigh here that I'm filling now. And then we're going to need 3 of the reindeer. Now, when I demold my pieces, it'll take time because you need 3 of the reindeer. I use a curing machine that I got from Resin Art, and you'll see the tray underneath my mold here. It's easier to put your mold in the tray and then put it into the curing machine. That way you're not spilling, you're less likely to spill your resin and tilt your mold at all or have it tilt on you because they're so flexible. So my resin has cured, and here I am carefully demolding it. Now I took my Sleigh out not when the resin was completely cured, so it was still a little bendable and flexible. And so you'll see that when I take out, you want to be really careful with the legs and the antlers when you're taking it out of the mold. So pressing around on the mold, which is flexible on those places. If you've worked with these before, the same way that you would carefully take the piece out using clay, you want to use that same care when you're taking these out if they are still somewhat soft and pliable, so that you don't break off the legs or delicate areas. Now, when I started this project, I had a shorter vase that I was using, and I believe I got this from Dollar Tree. Um, and then you'll see later in the video that I actually switch it to a taller piece that Beth from Aunt Bee's Attic donated for this project. And it was much better because it was taller and the reindeer go up around, and it just looked a lot better. So you'll see that. Here I am softening the sleigh part of the mold with my heat gun very carefully. And when you hold your heat gun gently on your pieces, it will cause them to soften. And it doesn't have to be for very long, and it doesn't have to be really close. You'll be able to get a feel for that. So we want to soften it so we can mold it around the piece, the vase or the glass, whatever you're molding your piece to, whatever you want it to conform to. And then once I have it soft enough so that it's bending all the way around, and it'll kind of stick to it. So you'll see that. And then I'll take some painter's tape and tape that down so that as it starts to cool, then it will stay in that formation. So here you'll see that I'm taping it and getting just enough on the edges, on the parts that I think is, could curl up, or that we want to make sure are flush with the vase. So now we're going to do the same thing with our reindeer pieces, and I'm paying special attention to the legs because I want to make sure that they are secure. And anytime there's antlers or legs or something that's coming off of the main part of your piece, if there's more intricate parts, you want to make sure that those are softened and against your glass or whatever you're using, and tape those down. Okay, so here is where you see that the piece has changed, and I have taken the tape off. I am using Couture UV resin to adhere them to the glass vase. And I'll cure these with a UV light. UV resin is cured with UV light, and I have sprayed the resin pieces with Krylon triple thick clear coat. I think that's what it's called. I will link all the items that I mentioned in the description below. If there's something that I said I was going to link and I didn't, please remind me and I will make sure I get it in there. But I will try to link all the items in the description below for what I used. You can use a coat of UV resin brushed on top of your pieces to make them go crystal clear, or you can spray them. So I chose to spray them, and now I'm going to adhere them with the UV resin to the glass vase. You want to make sure you pay attention to get the resin near the edges of your piece so that when you hold the light on there, you're going to have good adhesion. You don't want to put a lot so it's swimming all around, because it is a little tricky. It is going to be slippery when you put this on the glass vase, and then, you're trying to adhere it. So you kind of have to hold it with one hand and then get the light on it. As soon as you have it in place so it's not seeping out everywhere, hold it securely, and then get your light and have it on, and it will secure very, very quickly. It's almost instant. I'm leaving it on for just probably maybe 30 seconds just to get it to stay. So here for the third reindeer, the third and final reindeer, I needed to just arc him a little bit more. So I'm using my heat gun to re-soften him so that I can make sure that he is completely flush against the glass. If the tape came loose or for whatever reason he popped up a little bit and he wasn't completely flush to the glass, the legs and the antlers and everything. I just needed to make him pliable again so that I could get a really good, secure, snug fit before I put the UV resin on and attach him. So now that we have our reindeer and sleigh on there, we want to create the reins to go from reindeer to reindeer and from the sleigh to the reindeer. So how I did this is I put my UV resin in a needle nose bottle and I just drew the lines onto the glass between the resin pieces to look like the reins. This was really not hard if you don't trust yourself to draw this. I mean, it just was kind of a curved line, if you can kind of envision, what the reins would look like going from each piece or each reindeer to reindeer. And the needle nose bottle works great for this. So it comes out in a very nice consistency and works really well. Then we're going to take some glass glitter and sprinkle it onto the UV resin. You could use regular glitter for this too. It doesn't have to be glass glitter. Use what you have. So I just sprinkled them on, made sure that I had really good coverage of those lines that I drew. And then I'm going to cure it with the UV light again. So for some added sparkle here, I'm going to use Paint Couture's Sheer Bliss. And again, you can get this also from Aunt Bee's Attic, and she carries the entire Paint Couture line, and this stuff is wonderful. You're not really going to notice it much, but it is just going to give an extra hint of sparkle. It's like a clear medium or paint, and it has the most wonderful iridescent sparkle in it. So I took a sponge dauber, put a little bit on there, and just dabbed it around on the top of these on the resin pieces, both sleigh and all three reindeer. And it just increased that glass look even more, and again just gave it a hint of shimmer that is really, really pretty. So here's a close-up in motion of the finished piece. I really love how this came out. I think it looks really elegant. I have some full view stills at the end for you as well. Let me know if you try this and tag me if you make something with this technique. I would love to see what you do.